Jousset. How are you today, brother?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Good to see you.
Hey, man. I want to talk about like your recent fight. Was it last weekend? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
At
last
the,
weekend. Last weekend.
Oh,
1
that
week
was
ago.
last
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
last weekend. Yeah,
August 1st.
on the Shuriken Fight Series, man.
Yeah.
It was good to be in your. I was actually in your corner.
Yeah.
Not giving you instructions, but I was
Filming.
I was filming, doing
Yeah.
some stuff. So that was pretty cool, man. And to see you get back in there, how was it, bro? Tell us about the whole event and the whole thing, bro.
That was good, man. Yeah, as I was telling you a bit earlier, like before that fight, I didn't fight for like over 15 months, which was quite a long time. Trying to get a fight for a while, couldn't find any, and yeah, finally got something. So
That is
yeah, that felt good.
So for those who don't know the fight show or the event, it's a Shuriken Fight Series. Is that correct? SFS
Yes.
Shuriken
Yeah,
Fight
yeah,
Series.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that is one of the bigger
Yes, that's
MMA.
probably the biggest one or one of the main one in New Zealand. There's a couple of other ones. There's XFC next weekend where we have a couple of guys on the gym fighting as well. Check them out.
And that's gonna be in the South Island.
Yeah, in Dunedin, I reckon,
Yeah.
in South Island. And Eternal came last year, but with like borders closed, they can't come back for a while. So I guess
They're Australian. Is that an Australian event?
yeah, Australian event. But I think they will try to come back when the borders open again.
Hopefully.
But yeah, Shuriken is probably one of the main one at the moment. So good to be on their show. Jason, the owner and promoter, is a great guy. So that was good to fight on his show as well.
Jason, was it?
Jason-
Shout out
Jason
to Jason.
Foster, yeah.
Jason for
Jason Foster.
for organizing the event, man. That's a pretty. I think it was a very well organized event.
Yeah.
And I think it sold out just sold out on tables and all that. For the VIP
Yeah. I think all
tables.
the tables were sold, and even general admissions, that was quite busy for a show in New Zealand. So
it was. I think like
most of the people from Europe, like all my friends, asked me like, how come that was so busy? Like you guys are allowed to have
live events.
yeah, live events and
Yeah,
stuff.
'cause
I'm like, what? And
it's
because
normal,
when you
yeah.
live here, you just forget.
You forget, yeah.
And yeah, everyone was like, oh yeah, you don't realize how lucky you are to be able to do like live events, and you don't need to wear the mask and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't know if we are lucky or if you guys are very unlucky.
Yeah. It's both. It's a bit of both.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, that's a bit of both. That's a bit of a crazy world right now.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe it's because, well, I guess there's a lot of factors that come into play with like having live crowds. But like, maybe do you think people are still like can't be they're still afraid to attend big events?
I guess it depends where you live, and it also depends how open-minded you are, and like what's your experience in life and stuff like that. Like I don't know, but after a while, if I was in France right now in America and you keep me stuck for like a year, I would escape. Like I wouldn't just stay home with my mask, not doing anything. But again, that's easy to say when you are not over there and you're not living the lives they have. So I don't know. But I guess that's hard for some though.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I think as as time goes by, like events like this will have more people come. Like I think Bloods actually said something about this after his fight. Like
Yeah.
it was awesome that when Bloods was fighting on the King in the Ring, King in the Ring I think that was the first time it's in a long time it's been aired on free TV.
Yeah.
On Duke,
true, yeah.
on free TV. So he was in his post fight after his win. He was talking about hey guys, don't just watch it on the TV. Come on down to this event.
For sure,
and
but he was right. He's right.
It's definitely like it's a different. Do you think like it's a different feeling? Fighting in a space where there's a lot of people, people cheering and they're loud and
100%.
yeah, compared to
I
like
can't
just
wait.
quiet.
I can't wait. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I guess it depends. It can be a great thing.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video.
It can be a great thing, and that can be a very bad thing. If you are able to use his energy from all the people watching and screaming like in a way that gives you energy and extra motivation, that's great. But if seeing all those people just stress you out and make you like feeling shy and you can't do anything anymore, then that's a very bad
You
thing.
start to shake and you start
Yeah,
to...
so you see some guys who shine when the events are very big, and some guys just can't win anymore when they get to UFC, even if they're very good on the smaller shows. So I guess it depends, but you don't know until you try.
Yeah, like, that's so
So you need to
that's...
get there and then you see
Give
how
it
you
a
feel.
go.
But to be honest, I'm not too worried about it. Like, I'm quite excited. Like, I can't wait.
How did you feel, like, because when you did your workout, and I was like, it was pretty wild. There were people, like, there were people at the tables, they were standing up, they were shouting, they were some
Yeah.
fellas were dancing, and like, how did you...
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't really stress. Like,
Mm.
yeah, like as we spoke before, like even when you don't fight for a while and stuff like that, you could like stress more or don't feel great in the cage or stuff like that. But yeah, from the workout, like I feel great. I think that the facts on those past 15 months where I haven't been fighting, I've been training with some of the best fighters in the world, some of the best trainers in the world, and I've improved so much as well. And when you know you are good enough to compete with those guys, you are like, why would I stress competing on this show anyway? And yeah, so no, I was quite confident. And but yeah, that felt great. And yeah, that's always good when you have like some people you know in the crowd, and yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
because, like, people talk about ring rust,
Yeah.
ring rust. Different people have different opinions. Like, training in the gym, and like, sparring and drilling and everything, and then you have the actual fight, the
Yeah.
event. Like, some people don't know how to um, adapt to that environment, and then you have the nerves and all that.
Yeah.
Did you feel like there was nothing affecting you, or it was like pretty normal
No,
to
to be
you?
honest, I was excited. Like I was very excited, very happy to finally being able to do something I love. You know what I mean? Like that's you train every day. I love training as well, don't get me wrong. I really love training, and even when I will stop competing, I'll probably keep training anyway. But when you finally can show your skills and like show what you've been working on, stuff like that, is a great thing. And the fact that I've been okay, I don't have heaps of fights in MMA and stuff like that, but I've been competing my
Sorry,
whole life anyway.
what is your current MMA number of fights that you've had altogether? How many fights in total?
In total, couple of K1 and MMA, like amateur plus pro,
Yeah.
11.
11.
11
Okay.
fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, like you said,
Yeah,
you've been
which
always
is not
training from a very young
many
age.
compared to some guys who have like crazy amount of fights. But I've competed in judo my whole life and was a martial arts. So like that's the same thing. Like competition is competition. You either know how to deal with the stress or you don't, in my opinion. And no, for me, like even in judo, I used to be better when I was competing against good guys than competing against like not very good opponents. So yeah, no, I'm excited when I get to fight in front of people. For me, it's great, even if the venues here are not that big. So that's why I'm very excited to fight one day for the big show.
I think,
sure.
well, I would say, like, it's not the smallest. Like, you have some of the ones that are at even smaller locations, like
Oh yeah, for sure.
the basketball courts and
Yeah.
like the,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
neighborhood centers. That one's even smaller. This
Yeah.
one, I think, like, to be honest, in my opinion, that was a pretty flash
Yeah,
location.
no,
and
that's decent.
nice,
Like,
like,
yeah,
they had the full setup and
that's pretty
everything.
decent for sure.
I think the
I know
only
how-
thing I was, well, it might be a bit selfish to ask, but, like, the only thing I felt would have been more of like an experience if fighters could have bigger, like, backstage rooms, or like...
Oh, I've seen way worse than that. Trust me. That was actually not too bad. I was actually happy because,
Really?
yeah, because okay, that was not very big.
Yeah, and like a lot of people had to like a lot of
But at
fighters
least
had to
that was
share.
not cold. Like sometimes there is
Oh.
some events that's fucking freezing in the
Really?
warm-up room. Or yeah, so
That's
like
not-
that's
that's
the
not a
worst.
warm-up
Like this one
room
was
then.
good. Like that was nice.
Yeah.
And plus I was lucky because I was the last guy to fight, so I was the last one. I had space enough for myself to train afterwards. But yeah, no, that could be worse. Definitely, trust me, that could be way worse than that.
It's a bit weird if they give you a warm up room, but then it's like freezing inside.
Yeah,
Like
oh, sometimes that happens for
that
sure. Sometimes in judo we had literally nothing to warm up.
really.
Like you just get ready on the floor somewhere.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So yeah,
rough.
no, that was good.
Yeah. And so have you just off the topic a little bit, have you set up your own judo school here in Auckland yet or
Nah, 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 nah. Um, I've been doing judo for so long, then now I don't really enjoy teaching it anymore. I think when you've been doing something too much, sometimes doesn't matter how much skills you have, you just don't enjoy doing it anymore. So right now I enjoy, like, when someone asks me a couple of tips and stuff like that, I love helping and like giving. Yeah.
sharing the knowledge, yeah.
But if you ask me to teach like 10 hours a week of judo, I say, nah, no way, it's not gonna work. Like, I really don't enjoy doing it anymore. I've done it too much. So yeah.
There was something you posted a couple of weeks, I think it's a couple of weeks ago, but it was with one of the fighters had on the UFC, and they were fighting, and
Yeah.
I think it's something of they were using a
Like,
lot of
what was it?
BJJ, and another guy was using more of like a judo technique or whatever, and then you made a comment about that.
Damn, I don't remember what fight that was.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which
But yeah,
one.
that was some judo takedowns, and the guy was
Mm.
just taking him down with some judo takedowns. And oh damn, that was the lightweight, Khabib's teammate,
Oh, is it Islam?
Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because he's done sambo, and sambo judo is
very similar.
quite similar. Yeah, and many of the techniques are exactly the same, and he used some of the judo slash sambo's techniques to take dobe. I think he was
Dobe,
fighting
yeah,
the
Drew
Drew
Dobe.
Dobe. And Drew Dobe is known for like being physically very strong, blah blah blah, good wrestling defense and stuff, and he took him down like easily. And all he's done was like judo takedowns. So
Yeah,
yeah,
which is
so
why
if
it's
you know
like,
how to use it well, that was very well, because people don't know how to defend it most
yeah,
of the time.
which is the other thing that brings me to like wonder why is judo, because like it's still not, I don't know why it's still not as common. Like you hear a lot of BJJ wrestling, but like
Yeah.
why is judo or sambo not being taught more to?
As sambo, I'm not sure. I think there's first way less people doing sambos than judo. And judo, many people are not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I think people are very close-minded. Most of people who do judo, me first, I used to be very close-minded before I stopped and I started to do something else. And when you are very close-minded and you think judo is the best, and that might be the same thing in other martial arts, but then you think that's the best, blah blah blah, and you don't want to open yourself to other things, you don't go to MMA, you know what I mean? And then later on, when you start understanding that there is other things who might interest you as well, and you can use your martial arts into other martial arts, you understand how helpful it is for MMA. But there's not that many good judo guys,
Practitioners, so they call it.
yeah, who doing MMA. But the few guys who've done it like are very good. So, but I'm sure in the next few years we'll have way more judo practitioners who will go into MMA.
Have you met a lot of people who do teach, learn, teach, or do judo here in Auckland, or
Nah, not really.
not? Yeah.
But I'm fine. I'm not looking to meet any, to be very honest. Yeah, nah.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
good.
The other one I want to talk about is obviously, so for this fight that you had, I understand you had like a big weight cut. Man,
Yeah.
talk
Ouais.
us. It's a question that people don't really like talk about often, or try to gain more knowledge on. But yeah, talk us through that weight cut that you had, bro.
Yeah, well, so for people who don't know, I fight at welterweight, which is 170 pounds, which is 77.1 kilograms. We also have 500 grams tolerance, so 77.6. And right now I'm 90 kilos. And last week I was 77 for about 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness. So how did you get, that was like a 13, close to a
Yeah,
13 kilo drop.
yeah, something like that.
12, 13,
well,
yeah.
that's like anything. Like you just need to be focused and professional in what you're doing. When I'm out of camp, I eat a lot,
But you eat
I'm-
healthy, like.
I eat healthy and then eat also unhealthy. But
Yeah.
I'd say most of the time I eat healthy, but also eat like heaps of chocolate and stuff like that. No, heaps of gas. Already knows that, but yeah, I'm French, so obviously I
Big
like good
stash
food.
of chocolates.
Yeah, oh man. Yeah, like easily 1 or 2 blocks of chocolate a day
I
sometimes.
think when the supermarkets have a sale,
Discount?
we'll probably know as well from you.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, how did you?
Yeah, well, so for the first, so like 5 weeks out, I was 90 kilos. For the first, so let's say 4 weeks, so up to last week, up to 5 weeks, sorry, decrease my body fat as much as possible by like having way less fat into my diet, and
So
start like weighing all the food, like not having like heaps of carbs as I would usually do and stuff like that. So like yeah, I have proper stuff to follow, and on the 5 weeks that's very different.
how
But
many?
have,
Sorry, just to cut you there. How many percent body fat do you drop to? Really, like
I don't have the numbers. What is it? But I don't
below
have much.
10?
Oh, I'm already below 10.
I think you usually say that 8 or 9. Is that correct?
Or even lower. I tell you right now. With
Oh,
Carlos, every time when we go on the scale, we like compete with each other to know who has less body fat. And before he flew to Vegas on his last fight,
Yeah.
both of us had the same amount of fat. Guess how much?
4.
3.1.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
3.1%
And we were
body fat.
supposed to fight on the same weekend before my fight got postponed.
Yeah.
So both of us were 1 week out. And yeah, we were 3.1% body fat. So for people who know about it, that's very low.
Very low. That's like crazy,
Yeah.
man.
And I was 85 kilos at this time. So I was still like almost 8 kilos heavier than the weight I had to make. But right now, like after my fight, I'm probably back to like 7-8%, maybe 9%, but I don't go higher than 9 anyway. I'm lucky enough that my body fat doesn't go too high. But yeah, and on the last week, you like on the fight week, I follow like Jody, the fight dietitian.
Fight Night Jody.
Yeah, so that was actually the first time I worked with him.
For fight camp.
Yeah, for a fight camp. And the main reason why I worked with him, I always made weight. Like I've never struggled to make weight or whatever. But all the times before when I made weights with the refuel, so like when you get all the drinks and all the food and stuff between the rain and the fight, which is like 24 to 36 hours later on, I was always feeling a bit sick and not feeling great and stuff like that. And with his refuel, I felt great. Like I didn't feel sick at all. I could eat and drink all the stuff he gave me. So yeah, I'm glad I worked with him, and I will work with him again.
So definitely some benefits there.
Yeah, 100%. Like on the refuels, that was like crazy. Like I felt way better, and on the fight, like I felt good. Like again, like I'd say the refuel is such a big thing because you have 24 hours to feel the best after like such a hard wake out in the sauna and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a very big thing. So yeah, for people who have no knowledges or not the right knowledges, yeah, I would suggest you to contact him or find someone who can help
professional.
you properly. Yeah, professional, not like just your mate who thinks he knows something but he probably doesn't know shit.
Not the bro science.
Yeah, no, like someone who actually knows something for sure. Plus, that can be very dangerous if you don't do it right. So like, yeah, you need to do it right.
And the other thing is with weight cutting, it's actually a long process. It's not like a 1 week process. It's actually weeks before the fight. Like, was it 4 weeks or?
Yeah, well, it depends how much weight you have to cut, but I guess doesn't matter. Like, if you are healthy for a long time, that's better than just being healthy for 1 week before you fight. So you need to be able to eat properly as long as you can before the fight. But yeah, for me, we've done it often. I mean, I've done it in 5 weeks. So for the first 4 weeks, like I dropped my calories down and I decreased heaps of fat in my diet. and on the last week there's a big cut.
So after the after the weigh in, you came in at 77 point under 70.
Actually under 77, but I think his scale was too light.
Oh.
Because on the scale I weigh in every day, so the gym's one, I was 77.5, which is perfect, like good weight. And on the official scale, I was 76.6.
Ooh.
Which is way too light.
Yeah, that's like 1 kilo.
But everyone was 1 kilo lighter.
Maybe they tweaked it a little bit.
I don't know. But at least everyone made weight, which is a good thing, I guess. But so I weighed in at 76.6 officially.
And what did you weigh in before the fight?
So when I drove to the venue, I was 84.6.
84.6. So you man, you stocked up about 7.
Yeah, something like that.
About 7-8 kilos.
Yeah. So that's not too bad. I've fought heavier before. Like a couple of years ago, I was like back to 87 or something. So, but 84.6, I felt great. So I don't really care about the weight. As long as I feel good, sharp, and like focused and stuff, that's it.
So would you say you usually fight at middleweight or
welterweight? No. I always fought welterweight. I've never fought middleweight. In judo, I used to fight 81, under 81 kilos. Because like same thing, like this big difference. 81 and then that's 90.
So even if, let's say, for example, when you head on to the UFC, you are looking to compete in the welterweight division.
Yeah, 100%.
And that one's, is it same 170? Was it 175?
170.
170. Yeah, so it's the same. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. I definitely. Then I don't know, in a few years' time, I'll probably get bigger, or we don't know the opportunities we'll have in the future. But right now, welterweight is great for me. Like I feel I'm taller than most guys
in the welterweight division.
In the welterweight division, and I feel strong. Like I still feel like stronger than most guys. And I'm slow, but I'm slow any division anyway. Like slow, like technically, like.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean. But hey, bro. Anyway, let's talk about some of the boys from the gyms, the recent performances. What did you think about? Maybe let's start with like Dan Hooker's fight with Michael Chandler.
Yeah. Well, he got clipped. That happens. We all do some mistakes. But when you do some mistakes at the highest level with some guys like that, unfortunately, you pay the price straight away. And that sucks. That sucks.
Do you think,
especially because he didn't really? I guess the frustrating part is the fact that he didn't really get the chance to prove himself, like prove to the other people how good he is. You know what I mean? Like when you just look at that sucks so bad for that.
Yeah, it did, and like. I felt like when I was looking, because it's a slightly different way he approached that fight. I don't know if it's my observation, but like from how he usually fights, like he usually bangs, right? Dan Hooker for like he bangs, and he goes. Yeah. And that one there, he was like a bit more calculated, and
well, I think that's a good thing though. So I mean, I know he loves fighting hard and stuff like that, but I guess that's such a big improvement for him if now he can fight a little bit smarter and stuff like that. But most of his fights at the beginning of the fights is very smart and calculated and stuff. So small when they start banging hard, and he's happy to stay in there.
To stay in there.
Unfortunately, in this fight, it didn't happen. But yeah, well, he's done a mistake. He paid the price. That's annoying, especially at this level, because there's a lot of things involved. But I'm not worried for him. I'm sure he will be back, and he will
definitely. And we'll definitely be looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
And that big event where we had 3 of our boys fighting. So Carlos Alberg, Kai Kara France, and the big one of Israel fighting. What did you think of that whole event, bro?
So who was first? Carlos was first. Yes, that was his UFC debut. I was very excited for him.
Oh, it was. His heart was pumping, was racing,
for sure. And he's a great guy. So it's good for him to see him fighting.
It was a tough challenger, bro. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. And I didn't really get the chance to talk. I saw him last week, but I didn't really get the chance to talk to him
After
much
the
about
fight,
it. But he was looking good. He was looking good. I don't know if he gassed himself out, or maybe also, as we say before, like first UFC events, bit of stress.
Bit of
And,
pressure,
yeah, a
maybe.
bit of pressure. So maybe I might be wrong. Maybe there's something else. I don't know. And then he looked a bit more tired, and something he got clipped. And when the dude is 100 kilos, and you get one right hook or
Yeah,
whatever punch
that's the
that was
thing with
straight in the chin, you
that's
go
the
to
thing with
sleep. Doesn't
heavyweights,
matter.
yeah.
Yeah,
Light
doesn't matter how
heavyweights,
good you are.
heavyweights. Bro,
Yeah.
exactly, man. Like,
But the dude was tough. Because
yeah, bro.
Carlos hits hard. Trust me, he hits hard.
Man, he ate so much of Carlos
And
shots.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah, and I'm like, the dude looked like he's fine. Like he was looking at the ref like, I'm good. I'm like, no, you're not good, bro. You can't get hit that hard and be good.
he just got a good poker face, maybe.
Yeah,
Damn.
definitely. And I guess Carlos probably tried to finish him because
Yeah, because he got. I think that kick that Carlos landed kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, like
Carlos was saying like he might have tried to play a bluff.
yeah,
but-
maybe, and tried to look like he was a bit dizzy or like a bit rocked, but he wasn't. Maybe,
Yeah, but man, that head kick it landed, and like
it did.
I mean, I feel like I think he definitely got hurt. I felt he definitely got hurt, but he was smart how he
Yeah.
brought himself after
He
that.
recovered very fast, and he stayed smart and protected enough to don't get hurt more.
Yeah, because
But
like
yeah,
for
that
quite a
was-
while after that head kick, he wasn't answering back any of the shots.
Yeah,
He just
and
covered
for a
up.
while I
and-
thought the ref gonna stop.
Yeah.
I was like, the dude is not doing anything. He's obviously got hurt. The ref gonna stop. But look, like, good for the guys. The ref didn't stop, and then he came back. So good for him. But yeah, Carlos, that was only his first fight.
That was
He will have
fireworks, man.
a great career.
Yeah, even though
but-
like I felt even though it ended the way that it did, unfortunately we are obviously rooting for Carlos, biased, but
Of
that's how it
course,
is.
of
But
course.
even though it went that way, like the leading up to that, it was so much action, bro. Like you know,
Yeah.
and that's why probably why he won they got fight of the night. But
Yes, that's a great thing for
Bro,
him too, for sure. Comes
exactly,
back.
that 50 grand bonus, man.
Yeah, for sure. That's
That's a lot of money, and
that's a lot of money, but I don't know. I'm sure you would rather have the win.
of course,
You know what I mean?
Definitely,
Because the
it
money
would
is
have been
good,
better
but
if
at
he
the end of the day,
had the
you
win
plus
and
of
he
50.
had the 50K.
100%. That's what's gonna happen for his next fight.
Yeah,
Happily.
definitely, man.
But yeah,
And that's the thing. Like like fortunately in MMA is not the same like boxing. I feel like boxing's it's pretty rough because like once a boxer gets a loss, like they just get
that's stupid. But that's also because many people just watch the records. Like they just see this guy and he's like, oh yeah, this dude is like 12-0 or something.
they want to
And
hear
this
that.
dude is like 12-4, so the dude who's 12-0 is better. But watch who he fought before, because the records doesn't mean anything. Like some guys have a great record, but they fought like nobody. Like the dudes they fought, like everyone would beat them. And some guys have a record who is not great, but they fought they would fight all the best fighters in the world.
all the elite.
And I have more respect for those guys who would fight anyone. But yeah, like the thing is not as hard, because you kind of have to be smart about like protecting your record before you get to UFC as well, because otherwise it's hard to get
It's hard
signed
to
if you
get
have
in.
so many losses.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's a bit silly, but it is what it is.
What do you think about Kai's fight? Well, Kai's one was another exciting fight. on the
Yeah.
card.
Kai, that was interesting because that was kind of the opposite of Carlos in a ways, and he started very bad. Like he got his back taken very fast, which was very scary, and I was like, nah. And then like he stayed calm, he stayed focused, and he took his time, and eventually got out of there. And I was like, damn, he might bang him and fucking finish the fight from there. And he did. Like then he did great. He stayed focused, stayed sharp, standing. His opponent was exhausted from like trying to finish it, and probably very frustrated as well, because like he had his back for like 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
And couldn't finish it.
Because would you say, okay, how do I put this question? would it be more tiring to be like in that position trying to submit someone, or would it be more tiring to be on standing up and trading, having it as stand-up fight?
I'm not sure, but the thing is, what I know is mentally that was definitely more tiring for the dude who had the back and at the end didn't have anything, compared to Kai who had his back taken and at the end he escaped. So mentally, like after 4.5 minutes after the first round, Kai was like, damn, I'm out, and now I'm free to do whatever I want. And the other dude was like, after 4.5 minutes, like I was so close to finish the fight, and now you have to survive for 30 seconds. And this game is like mostly mentally.
Because he was like
he lost, and then that was game over.
I think he's a black belt, a BJJ black belt or something like that as well.
That's the thing. Like so many guys say, jiu-jitsu, blah, 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 blah. You don't fight jiu-jitsu, you fight MMA. Doesn't matter. You can be like world champion in kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, black belt, or whatever you want. You fight MMA. Doesn't matter what belt you are. Like you don't have a combination of everything. Yeah, for sure, 100%. And but yeah, like that's great for Kai. Like he escaped, and then he had a great knockout, and
50K
then just woke
as well
up.
in the bank.
$50,000 as well. So yeah, I'm happy for him. Plus, he lost his fight just before, if I remember well, on the ground. It was a guillotine or something.
Yeah, the guillotine.
So that was good for him. And he proved everyone and he could actually defend properly, and he showed everyone. And the KB boys also know how to defend as a ground games and stuff. Like many guys think. Yeah. But yes, I don't know. And we're actually working on the ground every single day.
Yeah, I remember I was just before Kai left. I remember I was sending him off, and I was just telling him, bro, I see you back with the 50K, bro. And we were just, yeah, bro, we're coming back with the 50K, and actually it did happen, you know.
Yeah, for sure. No, so that's great for him, and and plus flyweight division, like that's quite crazy in a way, and they're all very close to get a title shot. Like maybe if he wins his next one, he might. Like maybe on his next fight he will have like a big name, and then if he wins in a good way again, he can have a title shot. So hopefully,
yeah, because I think the fight that he had with Brendan Moreno.
Yeah, Moreno. Yeah, that was a good fight.
I thought that was a close fight, bro.
Yeah, 2 rounds to 1 round, like 29-28, I think. Then I'll have to watch this fight again. I saw it live, but yeah, I remember he fought very well in this fight. And Brendan Moreno is definitely one of the best in this division. So, yeah, good for Kai. He might have, plus he just had a baby not long ago. That might be a good 2021 for him.
Yeah, I think, well, you know, you hear people talk about it like, man, it's crazy. You know, that father strength, like it's real, bro.
Yeah,
you know, like when you
know better than me.
when you know at the back of your mind, like there's people who depending on you, like.
Yeah,
it gives you a bit more, you know, like fighting for your life. For example, you know, if you're put in a situation where it's a life or death, like you go hard. But now when you know that there's another life,
another life you have to look after.
Oh, bro, it definitely pushes you.
For sure, Well, yeah.
So maybe it's time to have a kid, Kevin. Nah.
I think I'll be alright, but give me a few years.
And and the main event. Israel's fight, man. What did you think of that one, bro?
I think that was 2-2 going into the 5th round, and Jan Blachowicz has been very smart in the 5th round. Didn't shoot too early, took his time, and got him done. And then when you have such a big boy on top of you, that's how to move.
Big, heavy fella.
Especially when you're exhausted after like 23 minutes of fighting. So that's easy for people to say, yeah, just get up. They've never been on their back getting punched by someone. So yeah, but well, to be honest, like he's done great. He was fighting well, and but Jan Blachowicz has done great as well. Like the game plan was very good. He took his time. He didn't rush. And I think that could have gone either. Like if they do this fight again tomorrow, like Easy could win 100%.
I think that was the one that's the one that a lot of people talk about as well. 9 times out of 10, if they fight, 9 times Easy will win.
I think so. I think Easy's technically way better. his fight IQ is way better as well.
100%, yeah.
But the thing is, you need to win at this time. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, he didn't have this win. But knowing Easy, I'm sure he will be back 100%.
100%, man.
And his spirit seems to be good as well. And I'm excited now to see him fight again and showing everyone, like all the middleweight guys who think now they're just gonna take him down and stuff like that.
Yeah, they can try.
Yeah, well, they're gonna try, but
they're gonna try,
also gonna
but-
get hurt on the way. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see him jump back in the gym training and getting back in the cage fighting the middleweight guys.
Yeah, I just to be clear as well, I definitely agree with you on 2-2 going into the 5th round.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was real shit was the fact that when they read out the judges, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know, when they read out the judges' scorecards, I was like,
Yeah.
what the heck? And they were giving out like 10-8 rounds. I was like, bro.
So that's the thing, because imagine if on the 5th round Easy would have run the round. Yeah, that would have been a draw. Because that would have been 3 rounds to 2 rounds, but they would have given the round
Yeah.
number 4 10-8.
10-8, yeah.
So that would have been a draw.
that was so
nah.
dumb, man. Like
Yeah.
and that was what I think even in the 4th round, like
So that's
Yeah,
not
you can
10-8,
say that-
That's 10-9.
yeah, that's 10-9.
Like
Like,
10-8 is a kind of fight where like Khabib is brawling, he's
Yeah.
like smashing someone on the
completely
ground for 5
smashing.
minutes.
Yeah.
The dude stay on top and hasn't done
He didn't
anything.
do much
Like,
damage.
don't
yeah.
get me wrong, he was right. I would have done the same thing. You know, that's the only way you have to win the fight. That's trying to stay on top in this case. So in this case, he was like right to do that, yeah. But that doesn't worth a 10-8 at all. So it's 10-9, and that's it.
And he wasn't really landing a lot of clear shots. Like even that was what surprised me as well. Like even though he was on top, he wasn't really landing a lot of
For sure. Definitely.
a
So
good
that gives
shots
him
or
the
whatever,
round,
yeah.
but that doesn't give him a 10-8.
10-8.
But
yeah,
that's the thing
man.
with the judges. Like sometimes you listen to the scorecard and you're like, "What? Have you watched the same fight than I did?"
That was a bit that was a bit off.
Yeah, that's crazy when that ends up being the wrong decision, like the wrong guy winning. Because for those guys, like the judges, that doesn't change anything. But for the guys fighting, there's a lot of money involved, and if you lose so much money because of some guys who
Don't
are
know how
judging
to-
a fight, but they just don't know anything about fighting, that's a big deal, though. So hopefully that will change. But yeah,
Yeah, that one was very disappointing, man. But
yeah,
I think what we can really learn as well was from Israel's post-fight conference, and and how he approached it and what he said. Like people were saying about like him being humble. Yeah, he is a humble guy, and we know because we know him. But what he was talking about, like he was just everything that he was saying is facts. It's not because of like whatever, but it's just facts. Like you don't always win in life,
oh for sure.
and you gotta know how to handle your wins and your losses, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't know, like put an example like another very good example that I would say is like big in the news would be like for someone who don't know how to deal with a loss was like Deontay Wilder after he lost to the second fight to Tyson Fury.
What's the excuse he said? And
Bro,
his
man, there was so many. I think
stuff was too heavy or something like that.
first it was like Deontay Wilder didn't use the glove properly, and then he said
No, Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury didn't use the glove properly, and then there was another one where he was using egg weights. He was holding on to egg weights in his glove. I don't know how that. Man, that would have been harder for Tyson Fury because it'd be heavier.
I think the worst excuse was when he says that during the workout.
His outfit was too.
His outfit was like 20 pounds or something like that, and
Oh,
so he
bro.
was tired when he started fighting or something.
Man,
I'm like,
that
bro,
was
even if it was true, you shut up. You don't say that because
Yeah,
now
like-
you sound silly.
Yeah, you
But
were the one who chose to wear that, but like, the other one was okay. That one's all still fine. It's like, we don't want to be a dick, but like it could be a possible reason, could be. But the one where I felt was very disrespectful, bro. He actually, he blamed his coach for tainting his or putting something in his drink. And
What?
bro, okay. So for those who don't know, his coach, Breland, right, has been his coach since he was an amateur, bro. If I'm not wrong,
Okay.
and like he's a former Olympian, and like he's coached Deontay Wilder from when I think from when he first started. If I'm not wrong, I'll double check that again. But yeah, from when he started competing the amateurs, when he went to fight in the Olympics, and after that when he went fighting professionally, and throughout all his knockout victories, his coach was there for him this whole time, bro.
Yeah.
And then why would you say that your
Yeah.
coach would do that to you now, bro? Like,
I don't know, but I guess they don't have the best relationship. I don't know what happened, but obviously, yeah, like if you,
I
that's
think
very stupid. Plus, like if you can't trust your coach or your athlete, like you shouldn't be in this team. Like you
may,
should be elsewhere.
is it?
But you don't say that, like, or you,
Yeah, and he
yeah.
said that out publicly, bro. And like, man, it was funny. Was his coach actually replied? His coach was pissed, bro. And
Oh,
he
yeah, for
actually
sure.
he went online and replied. He said, "Yeah, I put something in your drink, bro. I pissed in your drink."
Wow. That's good.
Yeah, that was funny, bro. When I watched it, but like, man, the amount of disrespect.
Yeah, for
Imagine
sure.
you saying that your coach, bro. Like your coach who has been there for you for years, bro.
Yeah.
And maybe I think it could have been a factor because his coach actually threw in the towel to stop the fight.
Yeah, but the fight was over anyway.
He was getting
But
battered, bro. Like,
yeah.
okay,
But
what is
even
your
like
what is your thought on that? Like a coach stopping a fight because you're getting hammered, bro. And like you're a tough guy, you're getting hammered and like you're almost gonna die, and your coach stops the fight to save you. What is your thoughts on that?
I think every situation is different. Yeah, every situation is different. Plus, your coach knows you way better than the ref who is not stopping the fight. Yeah, so sometimes you know how it is. The refs are a bit slow and they should be stopping a fight, but they just don't stop it. Yeah. For me, I don't know. That never happened, and hopefully that will never happen. But I guess it depends. Like, I guess you have to watch the fight again afterwards, and you realize if it was good stoppage or not. But at the end of the day, like he's done that to protect your life anyway, because your coach wants you to win. If your coach doesn't want you to win, you shouldn't have this dude in your corner. So winning is good, but saving your life is the main
more
thing as well.
important, yeah.
100%. So yeah, like I think the stoppage was good. Like he threw the towel, and in boxing that happens way more often than in MMA. I think that was good. Like that was plus his coach knows him, as you said. Like he's been with him forever, so he knew then Wilder was done. Like
That guy was fucked. Like
Yeah.
it's probably better to stop the thing now.
yeah, but again, like the coach is here to help you. He's like he's a guy that you trust, and he trusts you, and yeah, like you have to trust him, and he has to trust you.
He's taking care. At the end of the day, I think he you hear like Joe Rogan was talking about this after the fight, and he said that at the end of the day, your coach has your best interest in heart. Like,
100%.
would you rather just take that loss there than to have like some permanent disability and not be able to ever fight again, or take care of your family? And he's got kids, and his daughter
Yeah, oh for sure. But I guess in
know,
his
like-
mind, he was probably like, I wouldn't have lost if he would not have thrown the table. But that's probably how you feel when you are in the ring, but you don't. Yeah.
when you look at it from a third person.
But if he still had a chance, like the coach wouldn't have thrown the towel. But yeah, for sure, like he had the best interests. Like he wanted his fighter to win. He was losing, and that was probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and like talking about back to the topic of UFC. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Brett Riddell's. I was really
Yeah.
gutted, man.
Yeah, same.
Brett Riddell's fight. It was cancelled because Alexander Volkanovski tested positive, so he was part of the thing. But he tested.
He was negative.
Yeah, he was
Like, yeah, he
negative.
was negative.
And
Yeah, that sucks. Like that sucks because I know how hard he trains.
he
and,
trains hard, man.
He's away for like over a month or something. Plus something, he just had
a baby as well.
A baby not long ago.
Yeah, man.
And
I was like,
yeah, so that sucks. Plus that was like his first top 15 opponents.
yeah, to get him into the
like
rankings.
co-main event. So like a lot of good things coming at the same time. Plus, I'm sure he could have won this fight 100%.
Oh,
like, he's very good.
100%.
And yeah, I'm sad for him, but it is what it is. Like he will hopefully come back soon and fight very soon. And I'm sure he will be even more ready when the fight will happen. I don't know if he will fight this guy again or if they're gonna give him someone else first. But
I hope they still whoever his next opponent is, I hope it's still either
a big name,
you know, top 15. Like
yeah, and yeah, I think they will because all of his fights have been exciting. So
100%,
yeah, I think they will. But yeah, that sucks. That sucks when you go over there, you do everything.
Do you get paid? Like
I don't know.
If your fight gets cancelled.
I don't know if he got paid, but I hope he got paid
I really hope he does.
Show up money.
Yeah, the show money and because it's
I
show
hope
money, win money, bonus, right? That's like
bonus,
if you make money, like show money, win money, and bonus.
Yeah, plus there's money from like Reebok for the shorts and stuff. I think.
Man, I don't know. I think Reebok pays like what $3,000-$4,000 or.
Yeah, but bro, $5,000 are still paying his rent for it, or what? You know what I mean? If you don't get the money,
it's still money, but.
For sure, that's not much money.
Him going away, traveling to another country, and then not being able to do anything for like a whole month, you know, like, and then come back quarantine.
Yeah, for sure. But when you think about it, like, yeah, okay, that's maybe $3,000 or $4,000. But for the guys who do their first UFC fights, and if they lose, they make only 10 grand. But then you have the tax, you need to pay your coach, your manager, and stuff like that. How much money you have left? You know what I mean? That's even less.
Yeah.
So yeah, after a while, $4,000 is maybe not much. Right now, if you give me $4,000, I would take it for sure.
Well, anybody would take $4,000, bro. Nobody's gonna say
but
no
you know what I mean. Like at the beginning of his career,
talking about the Reebok deal. So the recent one was I think they've already switched it to Venom. Have you seen any of the?
I think they're releasing it. I've seen today. They're releasing it on the 6th of April. So when the video is released, that will probably be released.
Probably be out. Yeah, I can put some photos. That'll be interesting. I'm quite excited to see how it looks like.
Yeah, this is gonna be weird. Yeah. I think when you're used to see something, you don't want anything changing. A bit like the UFC belt. Everyone was like, "Nah, we want to keep the old one." And now when you think about it, you're like, "Well,
the new belt's way better."
Yeah, you know what I mean. But like 1 year ago, whenever they changed it, you're like, "Nah, the old one looks better." Blah blah blah. So,
the king in the ring.
Scared of
the king in the ring belt actually kind of looks like the UFC belt now, eh? Have you seen that?
I've seen blood wearing it. True.
Yeah, I think it's a very sleek. Yeah, it's a very sleek design. It's pretty cool, man. So we were talking about Brad's fight got cancelled, and the other one. Well, I don't want to miss out. We're gonna talk about Shane's fight.
Yeah.
There was another fight that I felt that, you know, he did well. I thought he did quite well. But again, when the judges scoring, I was like...
Yeah, I don't know. He's been a bit shy, it looks on the fight. Like, he was doing well, but...
he had more control, would you say? Like, he had more...
Yeah, like shy in a ways. And I feel he didn't really got the chance to show his skills as much as... he probably wanted to, but that's also because the dude in front of him was good, and used his range right.
Like a slightly bigger.
Yeah. Oh, the dude looked big, man, for featherweight.
That was what I heard. Was like he dropped from. He usually fights at lightweight.
Oh, okay, that would make sense because the dude was tall and like thick, and I was like, wow, that's big
might be a big weight cut as well.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's annoying for Shane. That's annoying for Shane. Hopefully, he will have another fight soon, and he will do very good again. Same thing. His fights are very exciting, so I'm sure the UFC will give him
definitely
some more shots.
And also, from Alexander Volkov's fight getting cancelled, that one really sucked. And getting hit with COVID is no light matter. You know, it's definitely to be taken seriously. But you know, he it looks like from his Instagram stories and all, it looks like he's well now, recovered, and
Now he's well, but I think he was not great.
yeah, that was what I heard as well. But it looks like news have come out that he's going to be coaching on the Tough series.
Yeah,
Man.
I've seen that. Oh man, that's it's gonna be good fun. I'm looking forward to see what trainers are gonna bring. So Joe probably, and then I'm not sure who else, but yes, that's gonna be good. Alex is great. Like back in Melbourne when I was still in Australia, before he actually started to do his training camps in CKB, he was still doing some of his training camps in Absolute in Melbourne where I used to train, and couple of times he was there, and not many fighters were there back then. And sometimes I was training only with him, and he showed me a couple of stuff. And he's good. Like he knows how to. He's good. Obviously, everyone knows he's great, but he also teaches quite well and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to
from his coaching perspective.
Yeah, and plus that's good for him because that's gonna build his name up.
Yeah, exactly. And he's quite the character. He's he's quite a very interesting guy. He's quite the character, so it'll be good to see.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, like I mean I have mixed mixed feelings about like reality shows, you know, like
I don't know what is true and what's not. Like, what they actually ask you to say, what you really want to do or to say.
Yeah, and like, you know, you obviously, because it's a reality show, you have to make it very dramatic. You have to do, you know, like some things have been like maybe not as authentic, you know, but I don't know, because Brian Ortega was his Brian Ortega, he looked like a very different person in his last fight as well, with the you know, after when he had his loss and coming back from that, and like I think they're both respectful people, him and Ortega. So it'll be interesting to see, because it's not.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, but it's gonna be good for both of them, because it's gonna build them up. Many people probably gonna watch, and then when they will fight, and Alex will win, that's gonna make it even better.
Definitely.
I definitely think Alex will win. Like, as you said, Ortega looked great, but that's always easier to look great when the guy is a bit less good than you. And when the guy is a bit better than you, you can look very shit, even if you are still very good. And when you think about it, Alex looked great against Max Holloway, who is definitely one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound. And Alex still looked great, but watch how Ortega looked against Holloway.
Hey you, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video.
Oh man, Francis Ngannou winning the heavyweight championship of the world, bro. Man.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It sends shivers down my spine, bro.
That was impressive in a way that we could see that he improves hips
from the previous fight.
She tried to take him down. He spurred and went towards his back and started to throw some punches.
Yeah, I saw the takedown defense.
And I'm like, that's good, because now you improve, but it also seems like you look comfortable and confident in this area of the game, which is a big thing, because being comfortable is fine, but do you actually feel confident to go there? And he did. So yeah, man, that was good. And again, like, we already knew that if he lands proper punches, the chances game over, and that's what happened.
Yeah, at heavyweight, you know, like, and especially the punching power of Francis Ngannou, like.
But I hope Miocic will have they will do a third fight, because Miocic is definitely one of the best heavyweights, and plus he deserved it. But again, it's a business. I don't know if they will give it to him one day, but he deserved it in a way.
It's from the way that it's looking.
So it's gonna be Jon
I
Jones.
don't want to be rude.
Yeah, but I don't. Maybe he doesn't want to fight right now anyway. You know what I mean?
After
the Jon Jones fight, maybe that would be good. But I think they will do Jon Jones too.
Well, talking about the Jon Jones one, so what did you think about that, bro? Like, man, I mean, to be very honest, like, Jon Jones is good, and you know, we gotta respect him for what he's achieved and all that, but I don't like the guy. I'm
Yeah,
not a big
me-
fan. I'm
me
not a big
either.
fan of the guy. Okay,
Yeah, me
I
either.
would say I don't. Yeah, okay, maybe I don't like him, but I'm not a big fan of the guy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, and I don't like him anyway. But
I think he's very
one,
good as a fighter, but as a human being,
yeah,
I don't like him. Plus, he's good at factor, yes or no. Because if you've been cheating for, I don't even know how long.
how long? Yeah,
We don't know how good you actually were. You know what I mean? So,
exactly. Yeah.
yes, you were good, but you were cheating.
Yeah,
So,
so in a way that
yeah.
kind of like it's void,
Yeah.
you know. But anyway, one thing that he was well, a few different things I want to talk about, but one thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that after Francis Ngannou won and he went on Twitter, had a little bit of a back and forth with Dana White, and he said, "Show me the money" and stuff like that. For me, I think that fighters should be paid as much as they can be paid. Like,
Yeah.
no question, it doesn't matter who. I believe that every fighter should get paid $100 million if possible. You know, like at
Yes,
that level.
dangerous, but yeah.
I feel that they should get as much as they want. But he what he said was like, the fact that they he's done so much in the sport and this and that whatnot, and he's asking. I think they were offering him 8 to 10. He put all this. I'm not.
Yeah,
These are not numbers. I'm
and he
just
says
throwing
that's,
out.
that's way too low. or
Yeah,
something.
he put it on Twitter, like they offered him 8 to 10 million. It's like way
Yeah,
too low.
yeah, but the thing is, okay, let's say $10 million. That's what they offered him. Yeah, exactly the same fight in boxing. How much money would they make?
Heaps. Yeah, like a lot
At
more.
least
Yeah.
5 times more.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Like I don't know exactly the
Yeah.
numbers, but I remember when Mayweather fought McGregor. I think Mayweather made 300 millions and McGregor
some crazy
made
number.
like $100 million. Like that's crazy, man. Like we don't even I don't realize how much money is that, but so that's kind of makes sense, and Jon Jones should get way more. But yes, $10 million is way more money than 99% of the UFC fighters will make, for sure. But does that mean he doesn't deserve it? No, I think he deserves a lot of money, as you said. But Dana White is smart. Like he's a businessman. Like he knows, and he has other fighters, and he knows, and the other fighters will fight for way less money. So he's like, yeah, well, if he doesn't want to fight, we'll have someone else, and that's a business, bro. That's a business more than a sport.
Yeah, I saw like the stats. So they put out on like who the different names and how many championships they fought and how many pay-per-view buys there were on the event.
Yeah.
So they had like Conor McGregor, they had Habib, and then they had like some of the fellas. And I don't think Jon Jones has even one pay-per-view event where he sold over 1 million buys.
Wow.
So
Okay, that's interesting,
yeah,
but that's not surprising, to be honest.
yeah, like
Because he was very good like such a while ago, but back then the UFC was not as known as
not a big
as what it is now.
And also like he's good, but I don't think he has like a big name as like Conor McGregor or Habib, or
Even
Israel.
Izzy.
Even
Bro,
Israel, like
I think Izzy is way more. I might be wrong, but I think he's gonna sell way more tickets.
Yeah.
Plus, he's way more exciting to watch as well.
Exactly,
Not only in
bro.
the fight itself, but Jon Jones, when he talks, you can see it's all fucking fake. You can see it.
Yeah. He's
And the only thing's going fake is when you see the news and he just got fucking stopped by the cops or something.
some
That's not
stupid. He
fake.
always get
Otherwise,
That's the
otherwise stuff are
wrong.
fake.
That's like stupid wrong publicity. Like you're getting publicity
Man,
from the
especially,
wrong
like,
ways.
The dude has like 2 daughters or something, and he's always
It's a bit
like,
shocking. Like
what an
Like
example for his kids.
he probably needs some good friends to make sure he doesn't get into stupid shit.
But when you've been into this kind of stuff from such a young age, I guess that's how to change.
Yeah, it's different.
Plus, I don't think he's the smartest guy. I don't know him personally, so I don't know. I might be wrong. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's and then what was funny was Derek Lewis went online and he said, man, I'll do it for 8 million. Shit.
This dude is funny
He
though.
is, man.
He's
hilarious.
He's very funny.
He's a hilarious guy, man.
But yeah, that's what I said. For sure, he would probably even do it for like $4 million because for him that's heaps of money. But yes, he doesn't have the same resume as Jon Jones has. But it also makes sense, and he doesn't make as much money. But I think all of them should make more money. Like
Exactly.
you see, like,
Everybody, I think, like,
when
you
you
know,
think about it, like even the like first fights make 10 and 10. For us, it sounds like a lot of money because right now we make almost no money when we fight. But when you think about it, you're like, how much money is UFC gonna make from these fights? Like from having like 12 fights or something, 24 fighters, and they like in total they just paid like a few $100,000 for everyone included, and you're like, how many millions are they making?
Hey,
Of course.
isn't this the argument that Mark Hunt was having with the UFC about the Ali Act and about fighters having pay-per-view shares and like all that stuff? Like,
yeah, money wise, like, yeah, okay, you can make good money, but compared to how much you actually should have, that's still very small.
yeah.
But yeah.
But man, I'm definitely like I was so happy for Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, for sure.
After he won, listening to his podcast on Joe Rogan about his life story.
Yeah, I listened to it as well, and man, that's inspiring. You're like, wow,
it's crazy.
That's crazy. That keeps you humble in a way, and you realize how lucky we are and
grateful. Like we
sure.
got it so easy, man. Like compared to
man,
he's had, bro.
And history probably that happens every single day. Like every single day, there's some guy trying to do what he's done, and every single day there's some people dying trying to do what he's done. And yeah, well, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like his when he was talking about his 14-month journey, trying to cross over, getting into Europe, getting into eventually ending up in France. But like that whole journey there, getting caught, thrown in prison, thrown in the middle of the desert,
wow. That's crazy.
Drinking water from a pond filled with blood, filtering with a t-shirt, enduring cold winters in France with like no clothes, no extra clothes, nothing. Like, bro, when you think about like tough, like what is tough, man? Shit.
Oh, for sure. Like we're lucky.
Crazy,
like
man.
you and I were lucky compared to.
Exactly,
like,
bro.
I guess depends where you are born, but when you are born with European passport or Kiwi passport or American passport, like all those countries, you are lucky. It doesn't matter how rich your family is. You are still lucky compared to some African countries or some Asian countries.
Yeah.
Where you really need to work hard to just get to where those guys are.
Tough, man.
But
and
sure.
I saw the one that they recently put, now that there's 3 African champions in the UFC.
That's good. That's great.
They should probably do a event in Africa, bro.
I think that would happen, man. Like that would be crazy over there. Like I've never had the chance and opportunity to go there yet, but I can only imagine how big that would be, and I'm sure they're like great supporters and fans. Like they would be like crazy.
You know what was funny?
Some guys.
This one's a little bit funny, but one of my African mates, he actually said something to me that was really interesting. He said to me that even if UFC tickets usually for events cost like about $300-$400.
Yeah.
Maybe cheapest you can get about $200 or somewhere around there. So from the range of 200 and up, right?
Yeah.
And he was saying to me that even if they had it like in a massive stadium, and if they were to sell tickets at $1,000 US dollars per ticket, that stadium will be full. And then people will be surprised at how many rich people there are in Africa, bro.
Wow.
And that's because that's what we don't see.
I guess I don't know. So what I'm gonna say is maybe very wrong, but I guess there's a lot of like inequalities, like a lot of very poor people and a lot of very rich people. But yeah, I think that's a shame though in a way, and they should try to make some very cheap tickets also for the people who don't have the as much money, but they can still have a look.
If you're a businessman,
yeah, well, again, if they can sell other tickets for $1,000 or more, they will do it. And I mean,
that's crazy. And he was telling me
that's
like
good for the countries over there and
exactly, and for the people, for the kids, for the next generation, and
for sure,
what it means for them, bro. Because you look at it, bro, like what it means for these kids to come from, like take real. You have the the flesher parts of Africa that we don't really get to see. It's very sad, but like every time someone talks about Africa, they always show you the small villages with like, you know, the wooden houses and like they always show you that, but they don't show you the, you know,
Rich parts.
the rich parts. And you know, it means a lot for like these kids coming from places like, you know, Francis Ngannou's village, or, you know, like places where, you know, they don't have as much opportunity and stuff like that. It means a lot to them, man. Like,
for sure. Oh,
crazy.
definitely. Man, that would be good. I hope they will do it, and I hope they will do it soon. Like, I hope they're not gonna wait 5 years more to do it.
Yeah,
hopefully, like, I don't know about this year because that's the world is a bit fucked right now.
Yeah.
But hopefully 2022 they will do a big event in Africa. That would be great to watch. Man, I think some people will watch from all over the world for sure.
Three African champions fighting on the card, bro.
Yeah, plus like I'm sure like they have so many other guys who are not champ yet, or maybe not even fighting the UFC yet, but that doesn't mean they're not good. Like,
exactly,
I'm sure
but
they have heaps of other fighters would be like,
you know,
ready to
you
jump
think about it. This was what I think Kamaru Usman or Francis Ngannou might have said. I think there's only like 25 African fighters in the UFC, and out of this, like, it's a small number.
Yeah,
and 3 of them are world champions.
Yeah,
bro, it's pretty crazy, you know.
Oh man, yeah.
That especially that shift.
When you think how many Americans are fighting in the UFC, and yeah, how many of them are champs?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. And also, I guess it means a lot for like France, because that was where Francis Ngannou went to learn MMA, and when he first started competing and all that, and like moving forward, he this was something he talked about as well. And I think when he first started fighting in France, in MMA, like it was like some I'm not sure if it's illegal but like some of it was illegal. Like he was saying the ground and pound was illegal or some stuff like that.
Yeah, well, now that changed. But back then, I mean, up to last year, I think, or like, just over a year ago, you could strike standing, but then on the ground, it's like jiu-jitsu, like grappling submission, which is not MMA. You know what I mean? It's like you do, I don't know, I don't have an example, but that's just not the proper sport. Like, so removing half of the rules.
Are they going to have an event?
But now they changed it. Yeah, well, they were talking actually to do UFC Paris. I think that was last year. They were supposed to do it September, October, something like that, like end of last year. Obviously, that's been cancelled. But I know like they've talked about it, and they're probably gonna do it like sometimes in 2022, maybe 2021. I don't know, but yeah. I'll be ready to jump on there, bro.
Yeah, bro. Represent, man. One of the home fighters.
That would be good to have like
so
many friends.
How cool would that be? For imagine your debut in the UFC, fighting in your home country.
Yeah, debut or not debut, I don't really mind to do it over there, to be honest. But eventually, I will fight over there 100%. I know that will happen. But yeah, that would be crazy for sure, because I have some friends like I've been friends with for like over 20 years, and my family and stuff. I don't know if my family will come because they'll be scared, but I mean, some of them will come. But yeah, that would be crazy, man. That would be crazy.
I think it's like it's a big honor as well, like, you know.
For sure, definitely, and like this sport is crazy, and being able to fight at home would be crazy for sure. But even fighting in New Zealand, Australia, America, and stuff like that gets me excited.
What would be an ideal matchup, or who would you like to, you know, if you when you get into the UFC, what would be some of the ideal matchups for you?
For pro debut? UFC debut, sorry?
UFC debut, yeah. Who would you like? Okay, put it this way. Who would you like to fight?
To be honest, I'd rather like have like a big name, but I know that doesn't happen often. But I'd rather have a big name straight away, because that's the way to show everyone who you are. You know what I mean? If you fight someone that you don't know, most of the time they still don't know after.
Yeah,
They
you
still
just
don't
get
know you
brushed.
after the fight anyway.
You just get brushed
Even
off.
if you do something great. But yeah, I'd like someone like a big name and who likes a good ball, like a Mark Perry or someone like that. Like
Mike
someone
Perry.
who's like a big name, and you know he's ready to like stay get
Can
in there
bang,
and like
stand
bang
and bang,
for it.
yeah.
And I believe I could already do very well against him or like other guys like that. So yes, someone like that. Or to be honest, like anyone, I wouldn't really care.
But obviously,
yeah,
with time, with wins, they obviously give you
bigger
a
names.
bigger name, and as
Yeah,
you
for
go, as
sure.
if you keep
But
winning,
like, yeah, like I would rather have I'd rather have an exciting fight than someone I know I'm gonna win, but I also know is shit. You know what I mean?
I know what you
Ideally,
mean.
I'd
Yeah.
rather have someone who's good and I know it's gonna be exciting for everyone and for me first. Because when you train for someone who is good, like you know where you're waking up and where you're gonna train hard.
It kind of pushes you to like
The next level.
yeah to
Yeah,
get up
it
to
does,
that next level.
for sure, 100%. But yeah, well, unfortunately, we can't really choose.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully a few more wins here in New Zealand and
Or
hopefully
Australia if it does open up.
yeah, or Australia, wherever, and yeah, ideally like early 2022, sorry. UFC debut would be great.
Yeah,
We'll see
man,
how it
and
goes.
it's just a matter of time, really. Like that's
Yeah,
what you know what I
I
think.
don't
Like,
want to wait too long.
exactly, man.
No matter
And
of time, but time is
time is
we
of
don't.
the essence.
Yeah, we don't
We
have
don't want
that
to
much time.
waste.
Plus,
Yeah, we don't want to waste time.
I'm gonna be 28 next month. Yeah, like years ago when I started to write down my goals and stuff like that, I wrote down 2022, 2023 maximum being in the UFC, and I'm pretty sure that will happen.
Definitely,
I'm
man.
pretty sure that will
Definitely.
happen.
This is you know, it's there's something interesting you know about you saying about goal setting
Yeah.
and like having a clear. How important is that, bro? Like, why is it important
I
to
think
do
that's
that?
actually very important, but that took me a while to understand that. Years ago, when I was fighting hips in judo and competing and stuff, I knew I wanted to be good and as good as I could be, but I didn't really have a goal, like proper goal with a proper date. And the thing is, if you don't really have a goal, how do you know how to get there? You know what I mean? If you just want to be good, you're like, okay, this is good, but how do I get good? If you have a proper goal and you're like, oh, in 2 years' time, I wanna have this win, I have this belt, I wanna do that or that. Not only in sport, but in general. And in judo, I didn't have that. And years ago, so that was even before like my amateur fight. So that was probably 2017. I worked with fuck, how do you call that? A mental coach?
A mental performance coach, yes.
Yeah, mental performance coach called François Dutry. He's a guy from Belgium.
Oh, okay.
And I know him because when I've done my strength and conditioning degree, he was also doing a degree at the same time.
Oh, okay.
The same degree himself. He was already a mental performance coach. And I contacted him when I moved to Australia, and I'm like, yeah, I'm training in MMA and I want to be good, blah, blah, blah. And we started to talk, and he gave me a great tip who was to actually write down some goals and stuff. And I still have this paper at home. I'll probably show it in a few years. Not now, but I actually found it the other day, which is quite funny because my handwriting is very shit. and I wrote down a few stuff and and I'm glad I did, because now when I look at it, and that was like 4 years ago or something, and I'm like, damn, back then I was scoring my striking like maybe like 3 out of 10 or whatever it was. And now I'm like, ooh, that was such a while back, because now I'm way better than that. Or like my grappling or my mental game and also stuff. And I wrote down one short-term goal, which was like in 2017, that was to win my pro debut, like would happen like next year or 2 years after. And 5 years later, getting to the UFC, so that was before 2023, which was my midterm goal. And 5 years later, 2028, being the champ. And
A long-term goal.
yeah, and back then I still didn't have any MMA fights, yeah. But yeah, and then some couple of other stuff that I will probably show in a few years. But and now I'm like, that's good because at least I have a proper date, and you can still adjust it. Like you can see, okay, maybe I'm too early, maybe I'm too late. Because back then that was 2023 for getting to UC, but I still think that I might be able to make it earlier, hopefully. And yeah, so I think writing down goals, and I have goals not only about fighting. I have goals in my life in general. So I don't really want to talk about
Yeah.
or whatever, but like, I would talk to you
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have different goals in my life, and I wrote them down, and that can be like professionally, for your family, financially,
Anything
and,
really.
yeah, and I have some goals in different stuff. And the thing is that keeps you honest because you're like, okay, I have some goals, but am I actually working towards it? And sometimes you're lying to yourself. So you either need to change your goals or you need to change your habits.
Or your
And
your
so
habits and methods to get there.
100%. And that's great. Like, to be honest, like that's the best tip I could give to anyone. Like, you need some goals for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a very good way of keeping yourself accountable.
Yeah. Definitely.
Staying on track. Not getting sidelined.
That's too easy otherwise to just lie to yourself and think you are fine doing that or that, but then one day you find your goals again and you're like, fuck, no, that's not good. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
I'm not following the right path.
Yeah, that's definitely something that a lot of us could implement. Well, I've done a bit of that here and there in my life, but just like I think there's a difference between like typing it in your phone and like actually having
sure.
no distractions, sitting down and like writing it down.
For sure, 100%. Because that means something. You know what I mean? When you actually write it down with your own hand, and that actually means something. Like, you are spending some time to write it down, and you're like, well, now you have to make it happen. And I guess that's different for some people. They need to express it. Like, they need to talk to some other people and say. Or some people, they don't care what people think. I don't really give a fuck what people think. But that's why I don't really need to say the stuff until you have to. But I still write it down so I can still remind myself, which is the only person who matters, like, to do my stuff. And yeah, you need to find what motivates you better. But yeah, you need to know what you are going towards. Otherwise, you're not going towards anything.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, anyway, before we go, I don't want to keep you on for too much longer. But last one I want to talk about was the stuff that's been in the news with this whole Jake Paul and Ben Askren fight, bro. What is your opinion on that, bro? Like,
I don't even know when this fight is gonna be. When's that? Is that sometimes in April, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's April.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on that, bro? Like Ben Askren, everybody seems to remember him from his getting knocked out by Jorge Masvidal, but like,
same thing. If they do this fight 100 times, I can tell you that 99 times Ben Askren wins, 100%. And George Masvidal is good for the sport, yeah, and stuff like that. But yeah, he won. That's great for him. But if they do this fight again, he would fucking lose for sure.
Yeah, because they start to discredit everything else that he did.
But that's the people who don't know shit. People who know fighting, you don't forget someone or think he's shit because he just lost one fight. You know what I mean? Like, we all lose, and some more than others, but we all lose eventually, yeah. And you can't just think the dude is bad because he got knocked out in 5 seconds. Yeah, he did, but at least he had the balls to jump in there, and he's still better than you guys who are talking.
Because
against Jake Paul,
he hasn't really fought any formidable opponent before this. Like, he fought a basketballer.
Yeah. Like,
and
he
then
didn't fight any fighter.
And then before that, he fought another YouTube guy, I think.
Yeah,
or 2 other YouTube guys. So like.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even watch his videos or whatever, so I don't really know. I'm not really into this kind of stuff. Plus, like, that drives me crazy, and so many people like follow those guys, and those guys are like famous and rich from like doing some fucking dumb shit. And I'm like,
And that's
who's
the
the hell
new.
are those guys?
That's
Like,
that's the thing. That's this new day and age now.
yeah, but yeah, I'm really not into it. So like the only stuff I've seen is that's like when I follow Ben Askren, and
Yeah.
if there's some videos, I'll see like a short clip of the other dudes doing some stupid stuff, but that's it. Like I've never watched this video, and I'm not planning to. But I hope, like, I don't wish anyone to lose in general because, I'm not like that. But I definitely hope that Ben Askren will win this fight.
In a way,
And,
do you think like Ben Askren is like he's fighting for the he represents the MMA community, or
nah? Like,
is that why people are rooting for him? Like, because they don't want the MMA guy to lose?
Yeah, most fighters want Logan Paul to
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul to lose.
Yeah,
there's this YouTube guy. He doesn't know what it is to get punched in the face for like 20 plus minutes. Even if it's not technically good, you still have to push. Like, you get punched, and we won't know until that happens. But I hope Ben Askren will win. And I will shut this guy's mouth. Because he talks too much, and I hate those guys. Especially when they don't have the skills to back up. You know what I mean? If you talk shit, but you're actually good, fair enough. You know what I mean? Because you can actually beat anyone. But this dude can't beat any fighter.
Talking about talking shit and talking a lot was the other one, that Kevin Holland's recent fight with Derek Brunson.
Yeah, but that's different still, because... I don't think he's a great fighter, but he's good. He's a fighter. Like, he knows what it is. And at least he can talk if he wants to, you know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with it. Like,
and plus, I think he knows that's a business. You know what I mean?
It's an entertainment business.
I think he's far from being one of the best middleweights. I think he's way better middleweights than he is. And he doesn't want to play with like all the best guys. I think he would get killed. But he's smart in a way, and he knows it's a business. And by talking so much shit, or when Izzy was overseas and was watching, I forgot who was fighting. I think that was before
Anderson Silva.
Yes, that was the week where Carlos did his contenders.
Yes.
So Izzy was watching with Brad the show. And that was smart from Holland to go talk and stuff, because that's the way you set a fight.
Talk trash too, yeah.
But he would get killed by Izzy, yeah. But I don't know. For me, that's hard to watch people who are fake. You know what I mean? If you talk a lot, but that's you, that's fair enough. Doesn't matter. But if I can read on your face that's very fake, I hate that. But maybe they're smarter than me because they're making more money than me, though. You know what I mean? So in this case, maybe they're right. I don't know. But I don't think I will be able to change my personality to make a bit more money.
Yeah, but what did you think of that performance, though? With Derek Brunson, how he got, like, I think it's more than, what were the numbers? It was like more than 70% of the fight or whatever he was being taken down and controlled on the ground.
Yeah.
Like first round was like more than 4 minutes, I think.
Yeah. The fact that he was talking and stuff, I don't really care. But the thing is, when you lose first round, okay, you lose second round, okay, you lose the third round, okay, you lose the fourth round, and on the fifth round, you still do the same thing. You're not even trying to get up. You're not even trying to do anything, and you just stay on your back and you talk shit. Talk shit from the bottom, not gonna give you any win. You know what I mean? You could talk shit when you're winning or before or after, but now you have 25 minutes to make money, and to win the fight. At the end of the day, Brunson has been smart. Brunson, he was on top. He was not answering, so he knew the guy kept talking. That was the smartest thing he could do. And yes, that just shows you how stupid sometimes fighters can be. Not fighters, but some guys can be.
But maybe at that point, he kind of knew that if he's gonna get taken down, he's gonna lose, so might as well.
Yeah, but might as well try to get up or try to do something before the dude takes you down. But obviously, he doesn't have the skills to fight at the highest level, though.
Yeah, I think that was one of I think his coaches.
I'd like to fight this guy one day, because I think he will fight welterweight.
I think that's what he...
Eventually, I think he will fight welterweight.
After the fight, when I listened to Ariel Helwani and Daniel Cormier talking about this, like they actually did mention that he's considering going back down to fight at welterweight. Because he still can make welterweight or something.
He's
like
lean. He's kind of
lean,
skinny even.
Yeah, he was. That was what he was saying. With that fight with Derek Brunson, that it was a lot of weight. He felt it was a lot of weight on him. But he wants to.
I don't know how tall he is, but I think he's quite tall. He's probably even taller than me.
He's relatively tall.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be interesting. Anyway, Kevin, brother, before we go, you wanna say anything to anyone? Any shout outs, any messages?
Well, thank you to everyone who's been helping me here in New Zealand for this past 15 months or whatever long I've been here. And my sponsors as well, and also my family and my friends back home. Hopefully I'll be able to go back over there soon. But yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we
don't know when, but yeah,
tough.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You know?
And yeah.
Were your family able to watch your fight the other day?
Because they watched live.
It was streamed live.
Because there's only one fight they didn't watch. Which fight was that? I think that was that's the loss I had actually. I'm pretty sure that's the fight I actually lost, and my parents haven't watched because the fights before they were watching and they were like stressing out because there was a bit of blood and stuff. So they didn't watch the fight I lost, and apparently that was like very hard for them because they didn't even know what was going on.
The fight was stopped because of the cut.
Yeah, but like they knew that afterwards. But what I mean is they didn't even know what was happening, so that was worse for them. So now they try to watch. But yeah, they're happy for me, obviously. They know how much I'm training and stuff like that, so they're happy.
And how much you have improved, like, you know, it's
yeah,
crazy.
but I don't think they realize that because they don't really
like keep
know
in
much
touch with fighting.
Yeah. They just understand winning, losing, getting injuries or not.
Yeah, but even if you look back at your fight, like I was joking with you because the fight was on a Friday, right? It was on a Friday night, and that was what I was joking with you about. Like, I looked at you and it's like, oh, bro, you look alright. You're unscathed, you know, no scratches, you know, nothing beat up. We'll see you at sparring tomorrow morning.
yeah, for sure.
You didn't really take any
damage. No, that's good. Well, no,
that's very good outcome.
Yeah, well, for sure, that's good. And the main thing is at least I can hopefully get a fight again very soon.
Hopefully, yeah.
Which is the good thing about it. So we'll see. I already
when do you reckon will be your next fight, or what are you targeting for?
Ideally, May.
Ideally,
May. And
what event is that one on?
May. I know there's kickboxing and Muay Thai show. May 15th. So I'm trying. I asked you to try to get fight on this card. Otherwise, there's Shuriken mid-June.
Yeah.
And I asked Jason, so the promoter, to get me a fight on this card. So ideally, I'd like to fight on both. So,
nice.
Because that's 6 weeks from now in May, and then 6 weeks later in June. So that's 6 weeks between fights is perfect.
That's good timing.
Yeah, so ideally I'd fight in both.
Man, definitely. We'll be looking forward to that one, and yeah, man. Hopefully we'll try to put maybe try to push more info on like people getting tickets for the fight, coming to watch it live.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I'll definitely recommend for anybody who's never been to an event or who are thinking about going, man, you really need to go and experience it yourself. You know, sitting there and watching the fight live, and you know, being in the atmosphere is so much more different compared to like at home and watching it on your TV. So guys, come on down, come and support and watch it. But yeah, anyway, Kevin, thank you very much for coming down today, doing the podcast, catching up, and yeah, we hope to see you do big and great things, man. Cool.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you on the next one.